moment, it's not the sort of game that would have you clamouring at the gates to come in for the next instalment, but Kitchener had to get up well there. As Perrin tried to get in on the blind side of him from that cross, and Kitchener using his height to very good effect, as he's done for so many years here. Just nodding it away for the corner, which Nicky Callaghan will take. Cannon is up, Evans is up, George Graham is right in there as well, Perrin and Bourne. They're well represented there, Crystal Palace. Signal there from Challadon, and a goal by Ian Evans. It's an old trick, and it so often works for them. Millwall well and truly caught out. The beautifully flighted corner there from Nicky Challadon, and just look at the space that he had, and nobody could get to that height. Ian Evans, hard and downward, 1-0. Sanson with the throw. Here's Bourne. Again, good turn, good skillful turner on the ball is Bourne. Challadon hitting it well, but hitting it straight at Chambers. Wall playing it short for Nicholas. Walker really had committed himself there. Perrin on the far side, getting the header in across the face of the goal. Yeah! Beautifully worked goal there by Crystal Palace. The long floating cross. Steve Perrin got up so well, a big player, headed it well across the box, and how Hilaire was in there like a flash into the back of the net from a very difficult angle. And that's Millwall 0, Crystal Palace 2. Sanson, Perrin. And now Bourne, almost a 1-against-1 there, very deep, but if he can get past Hazel it might open up. Now Hamilton's gone back to cover. Hilaire's gone racing through the middle. That was a good run by him, but it's with Wall instead. And there's Hilaire again, and Bourne, well-timed run again by Crystal Palace. Perrin's waiting there, Challadon's waiting there, and that's another goal! 3-0 to Palace. And Nicky Challadon the scorer. And a beautiful run there again by Crystal Palace, and particularly by Jeff Bourne. Timed that run to perfection, and having got to the byline, had skill enough and sense enough to pull it back. And Nicky Challadon coming in also had sense enough to place it rather than blast it, and make it goal number 3. Millwall 0, Crystal Palace 3. And Nicky Challadon the scorer then of the 3rd Palace goal.
Got out of the worst trouble, but there are still problems. Rostron. Rao! Beautiful! Sunderland with all by Lee behind the ball. Oh, must be! And Jeff Bourne gets his first goal of the season. Bourne. Nicely to Sanson. Graham, Swindlehurst, shooting chance. Good bright start by Sunderland to the second half. Here's Lee. Rostron. And Crystal Palace really caught cold at the start of the second period.
Now Spate with Salmon's looking for space in the middle of the field. It's taken away from him by Swindlehurst, and Harcook is onside. Bourne and Hilaire making ground into the middle. Coming to Hilaire at the far post. Chatterton's there for the knockdown, and Brown has to save the lob from Nicky Chatterton. But the problem for Sheffield United really stemming from being caught square in the first place when Harcook got away. The cross knocked back by Hilaire, and Brown had to save from Chatterton. Harcook then with the corner. Looking it for Chatterton, who leaves it for Swindlehurst, and it took a deflection, but Swindlehurst will claim it. So the warning from Palace about the set piece. The shot from Swindlehurst. and really crashing into the back of the net, taking a deflection on the way. The decision goes to Crystal Palace. Trying to work the throw for Harkouk, and it's deflected. Brown will have to sprint to stop that, and he can't. So it's a Palace corner. Goal was coming from a cleverly worked set piece from a left wing corner. This time Swindlehurst taking it from the right. And hit first time, and in from Harkouk. Well, they've done it again. Jim Brown furious with the lack of cover, but again the player coming in on the edge of the penalty area. Swindlehurst took the corner, the dummy left space behind, and Harkouk hit it like a tracer bullet.
Still there. Through ball for Perrin, looks handy. Now it's on for Bourne. Oh yes, had to be. Nick Jonathan. Where did he come from? There was an easy goal for Palace. They're 1-0 in front. Kendall then. Richardson. Kendall and Richardson working a 1-2, 1-2-3. That's a foul by George Graham on Kendall. The crowd baying for some more action to be taken. Their favourite player. And in fact, referee Sanson is reaching into his pocket, and it's got to be a red card that he's going to pull out. He has reached into his pocket. He's pulling Graham away. Now Graham, who was booked in the first half. So if referee Brian Martin decides that he's got to take the action, it is. George Graham sent off. In then for Perrin. What a goal! Yes! From nowhere.
Quite a crowd in that goal mouth now. Harkouk takes another corner. Perrin was first to touch it there. Hilaire hitting it straight back, and it hit Osgood. And a goal by Perrin! Given 1-0. Well, a great break that for Crystal Palace. What a shot it was by Vince Hilaire. It almost winded Peter Osgood, and before he got his breath back, or Southampton had either, there was Perrin putting it wide of Wells. 1-0. Mike Pickering now. Boyer struggling to get after that one. Wall has gone with him. Boyer. And here's Nicky Chatterton. Hilaire. And Southampton throw. Osgood. Oh, he crossed that well. Boyer's there with a header! One apiece. There's the man who made it. And there's the man whose head was truly in the right place. A lovely cross from Peter Osgood under a bit of pressure. And Boyer, not the biggest of men, nonetheless was up well. Wide of Tony Burns, 1-1. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 1, and still only 14 minutes gone. Hinchelwood with the throw. Swindlehurst. Got a corner. Oh, the referee's down. Oh, that rebounded onto the referee and poleaxed him to the floor. Swindlehurst tried to get it over, whacked the ball, a rebound, and the referee there is in need of some attention. Embarrassing for him and painful. Oh, But he's all right to go on. Oh, yes. He really felt that. Now, if I remember rightly, it's a corner. I wonder if he remembers. Osgood. Holmes. Played in for McDougall. Touched on again. And it's a goal there by Nicky Holmes. And Southampton go into the lead. Well, that's Southampton in the lead. Their fans are delighted. And Laurie McManamy, just a little bit of applause and a smile as well, and now calmed down. And in point of fact, it was the chance that fell very close to goal there for Nicky Holmes, and he tucked it under Tony Burns' body into the back of the net. Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 2. 16 minutes of the second half gone. Suddenly they find themselves a goal down and really up against it now as Southampton come for them again. Osgood going for this one. And now Perry. Oh, what a ball there from Perry. Now can Harcourt make this one? He's brought down by Pickering. Now whether Pickering is hurt or whether he's playing up a little bit, I don't know. Certainly Harcourt was striding through there like a man with his eye on a goal. Down he went. And a yellow card for him.
So, what's it going to be? A short one. O'Sullivan clips it in. Winstanley trying to find some room for that header. Doesn't do so. Another corner then for Brighton and Hove Albion. Again, it's going to be Eric Potts with the first half running out of time now. 5 minutes left. Potts with the corner. Again, Piper getting up under it. And that was a good header. And in Mellor now. Mellor surely will do it. It's there! Well, the linesman has seen something. The Palace defence are protesting to the referee now. After being in a state of slumber for most of the first half, we have some drama. There's referee Crabb going across to Mr. Hazard from Surrey, and he says it's a goal. In the 39th minute then, a speculative long ball up found Ian Mellor, and although he seemed to take an awful lot of time, he found the net. The last 10 minutes of this match, Brighton still holding on to their lead. And one wonders if the big effort is coming from Crystal Palace. They haven't really looked that urgent, it must be said. And now it seems that Brighton are quite happy to hang on to one goal. And this is a big disappointment for this large crowd. Expecting some adventurous, penetrative stuff, and it hasn't really come. Mellor. Lawrenson. Catlin's free on the right. Horton to Potts. That's a good ball in for Ian Mellor. Mellor, well, it's a little bit too ambitious for Eric Potts, and Kenny Sanson for Crystal Palace did well there. Chatterton flicks it on. Winstanley will eat that one. And there's a little bit of bother there between Winstanley and George Graham. The two big men in midfield having a little bit of a clash as Hilaire picks up the ball on the right wing. Finds Chatterton. Chatterton has got Graham free. Harcourt's made some space for himself on the left. And Hinchelwood's in the middle there. There's Hinchelwood, and there's a goal! Paul Hinchelwood, the boy who started his career as a defender, started his career as an attacker, now a defender, ghosted up,
They didn't spot him in the Brighton defence. The cross came over, and there was Hinchwood, and now it's 1-1.
So Perryman with the kick for Tottenham. High towards Colin Lee, won it well in the air. Oh, and a great goal by Holland! A great breakthrough for Tottenham. Well, Colin Lee, who began his career at Tottenham scoring 4 goals in one game, has now become a maker of goals. He did it last week and he's done it again now. A tremendous lead by him. And there was Hoddle catching it beautifully on the volley. Spurs 1, Crystal Palace 0 with 3 minutes gone. Glenn Hoddle the scorer. Duncan, Nab, and what a noise there is here now. Pratt, in fact, Malcolm Sinclair having a quick word there with Neil McNabb for a foul on a Crystal Palace player. Palace with the free kick. Now it's Harkouk. Sanson. Harkouk. Spurs, who won the game a month ago at Selhurst Park, 2-1. Oh, and a great goal there now, and it made it 1-1. David Swindlehurst, the man, but a linesman is flagging on the far side. That will not count. Well, David Swindlehurst thought that he got Palace on level terms there. He's not scored since September, but he met that ball beautifully, but the linesman was unhappy with it. It must have been offside, and the goal does not count. Good run by Chatterton from that throw, and he's put him right in. And a great save. And a goal! And this time Swindlehurst has got one that does count. Chatterton shot. And it was saved by Barry Daines as he came out. And it fell for Swindlehurst. Not an easy ball for him to control, but he put it in the back of the net there. And that brings it to 1-1. It's a free kick to Tottenham. Peter Taylor already across to take it. Colin Lee going to where he might be able to use his head to good effect. Duncan making a run towards the near post. They're all in there! Oh, and Hoddle has done it again! And pointing to the bench, I've done it with my head and it doesn't happen often. But what a beautiful header that was, as Duncan took 1 or 2 players with him towards the near post, and Hoddle was streaming in behind him with a glorious header. Spurs 2, Crystal Palace 1. Ian Evans on the right there is the man really they're missing badly in this Palace defence since that injury. Jerry Murphy, the substitute in the centre, with Terry Venables, the manager, on the left. Jim Cannon. Chatterton. Perryman, oh, what a beautiful covering job again by Steve Perryman. Play on, said the referee, and he's absolutely right. Well, Harkouk now, but there's a bit of nonsense over there, a bit of giving a free kick to Crystal Palace. A foul by Steve Perryman. To be a trip on Peter Taylor, but it looked like one of those clashes where it was totally accidental. And it's a free kick which either Barry Silkman or Phil Holder will take for Crystal Palace. Right, the last seconds of the first half. In fact, referee Malcolm Sinclair just looked at his watch. Swindlehurst, and a goal! Well, he's got his second one as well. And Palace, who've been under the whip for so long, as Spurs have turned on the style, have now come whipping back with that header by Dave Swindlehurst. In she goes, wide of Barry Daines. There are boos for the referee, Malcolm Sinclair, for not stopping the game when Peter Taylor was brought down. And everything now has swung back to give Crystal Palace a chance. So, right on half-time, a controversial equaliser. And Osgood, as the whistle goes,